Saturday we had UFC action. Did Khabib and Conor live up to the hype? Drew Brees is at it again with his quarterback mastery. And stay tuned to the end of this video. I had a special announcement about the K-Will Show moving forward. But right now we got a lot of news to get into. It's the K-Will Show. Let's get to business. We'll start off Saturday night at UFC 229. Just like most UFC events, the main card had a lot of interesting fights on it, but this event was all centered around the final fight between lightweights Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. This main event was one of the most anticipated fights in UFC history, and it definitely lived up to the billing. The fight drama started way back in April at UFC 223, when Conor McGregor would fly him and his entourage from Ireland down to the event and try and confront Khabib on the fighter bus. During this incident, Conor would take a moving dolly, like one of the joints from U-Haul, and throw it through a window of the fighter bus, loaded with a lot of the fighters for the event. The incident would lead to some fighters being injured. A few of the fights on the card even had to be canceled, and there were numerous civil suits filed against McGregor for his actions in the incident. The footage from this night was used in promotion for the fight, and Khabib thought that this was in bad taste to use an incident like this to promote for money. McGregor will promote this fight the same way that he has in the past, by taking personal jabs and trying to interrupt his opponent's focus. Perhaps McGregor took things too far this time, however, taking personal jabs at Khabib's religion and his father. Khabib is a very talented fighter. However, in the mainstream, he's not as popular as a lot of fighters due to his low-key demeanor, but this is definitely not a slight at his talent either. In addition to being the UFC's lightweight champion right now, he's also a two-time world Sambo champion. McGregor, on the other hand, is one of the most popular fighters in UFC history, and he's also known as one of the most dominant strikers in UFC history, with 18 of his 21 wins being by way of knockout. As the main event came, none of this would matter, because Khabib would systematically destroy McGregor for 3 rounds, forcing him to tap out in the 3rd round. The drama would not stop there. Khabib would jump over the octagon wall and attempt to attack one of McGregor's training camp members. From there, drama ensued, and at one point, members of Khabib's training team actually jumped into the cage and tried to attack McGregor. The post-fight chaos drew much more attention than what happened during the fight, as the Las Vegas Athletic Commission also held the purse for Khabib in investigation of the incident. After a long break from the ring, McGregor came into the fight as the underdog, but many thought that he would be able to handle this situation as he has with numerous past opponents in the UFC, by standing up and knocking them straight down. Little did McGregor know, unlike us regular humans, when Khabib was 7 years old, he spent his time wrestling bears. So a 155-pound Irishman had to be like an appetizer. Although the post-fight events were the story of this night, Khabib has now solidified himself as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the UFC. Going forward, we'll have to see how the UFC handles his booking with the drama that he caused after the McGregor fight. On a lighter note from UFC 229, after his outstanding knockout victory, heavyweight Derek Lewis kept it as real as possible, and arguably one of the best interviews I've seen to date. Check it out.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand.
I forgot a few hours before the fight, Donald Trump called me and told me I got knocked this Russian motherfucker out because they're making him look bad on the news. You know, him and Putin and shit. What they talking about, USA and this whole. I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. Look what you talking about right now. I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. Not with no gas tank like that. Shit. Thanks for having me. Hey, maybe next week or sometime or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna come on your show and smoke some weed with you.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
On Monday night against the Washington Redskins, Drew Brees made NFL history by breaking the all-time NFL career passing yards mark. Brees would pass future Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning's record of 71,940 passing yards Monday night in spectacular fashion on a 62-yard dime to rookie wide receiver Traquan Smith. The Saints will also defeat the Redskins in a blowout victory, 43-19. Brees will continue to show off his talents on Monday night, going 26 for 29 for 363 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. His 26-29 gave him a passing percentage of 89.7, which was also the highest mark of his entire career. That's how you ball out, my man. One of the most dominant of his position of all time, Brees in the early days was never seen to be as successful as he is now, as a lot of teams passed on him, dropping him to the second round, saying that he was too short or that his arm talent wasn't strong enough. Well, Brees took that chip and he rode it to a Hall of Fame career, as he's passed for multiple 5,000-yard seasons, has broken the NFL records in completions and completion percentage, and also led the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl victory as well as Super Bowl MVP. Needless to say, Drew Brees is officially one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Even in his 18th season, Brees has been the mark of consistency, as he's continued to lead the Saints to numerous playoff appearances, including one last year that ended against the Vikings in the NFC divisional round. Even after heartbreak last year, this season is off to a great start as well. After the Saints lost their first game, they would go on a 4-game winning streak, with Brees throwing for over 1,600 yards and 0 interceptions to this mark. With Brees off to a hot start and the Saints sitting atop the NFC South this season, I can see the Saints making a possible playoff push this year. It's definitely possible with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time at the helm. All right, if you guys made it this far, you a real trooper. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. But I do have a huge announcement to make for the K-Will Show. So I decided to take a step away from sports talk for a minute to just address something that I've been wanting to announce about the channel for a long time. And at this time, I'd like to announce that I have developed my first partnership with a business to help support the K-Will Show. It's been in the works for a while now. Wanted to kind of take the right time to really address everything. We will be working on a video this upcoming weekend. So I really just wanted to take the time to say thank you. Thank you to all the supporters out there so far. I know the fan base is starting to grow a bit, but you know, I want to use this opportunity and opportunities in the future to continue to make great content for you guys. We're coming up on 10 episodes, so things are going pretty smoothly right now, and they're only going to continue to get better and better and better. This step here shows a lot about the progress of the channel so far. I just want to continue to say thank you. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it with your friends, get the word out there, because I really want to make this a big thing. The K-Will Show has been a vision of mine for a while, and it's finally coming to fruition. That's about it. This has been episode 9 of the K-Will Show. I'm out. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.